Hey, real estate agents, welcome to the Weekly Closer. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, along with my co-host, Joey Sampaga, who mountain bikes all over this state. Don't you?
I try to when it's not so hot.
When it's not so hot. I know. It's super hot.
Yeah.
Hey, we've got some awesome guests with us in the house today. That's Jeff Cayton, Paul Eide, and Joel Goldsmith.
Yeah.
The R3 Home Group with Deluxe Realty. How you doing, guys?
Good.
Morning.
Awesome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Good.
Super excited.
It's a little cooler in here than it is outside, huh?
Slightly.
Dude, it's like it's supposed to be 114 today or something.
It's 111 in here.
Yeah,
No, I'm just
I was going to say, yeah.
Because the guests are
Yeah,
hot.
the beanie adds a few degrees, too.
I mean,
Yeah, nice for putting on your ski hat.
Yeah, I know. It's just part of the character. Anyway, you guys have a lot going on.
Yeah.
Why don't we first start with you introducing yourselves? I know from the last time you were on, you introduced yourself, but there'll be some agents listening, watching that may not have heard yours because it was so far back.
Long time ago,
You're one of the first ones.
One of the first ones.
Thank you.
So why don't we start with introducing how long you've been in business and what got you into real estate?
So Jeff Cayton, and I've been in the business about 3.5 years, and I was in the fine wine spirits business and tobacco business for most of my life. And when I sold my tobacco stores, I wanted to get into real estate, and I had friends that worked in a certain company and knew them well and went in with that company.
All right, sweet. Yeah, I remember you sharing all the stories about the cigars and and the riding the motorcycle.
Oh, the racing, yeah.
You still do?
I am. I would like to quit everything and become a professional motorcycle racer, but it's just too old. It hurts too much. It's not in the cards. No, it's not a good idea. It was a horrible idea, actually. Yeah.
All right, how about you guys?
I'm Paul Eide. I've been in the business 3 years, and I was a real estate investor for years. I just thought it'd be a natural progression into selling residential real estate. So it's been a lot of fun.
All right.
My name is Joel Goldsmith. I've been in the industry now for about 12 years. Did a lot of lending, but was looking for an excuse to get out of the office, especially in the 114-degree weather.
Yes.
But I've been doing real estate for the last few years now and love it.
That's awesome. And you guys have teamed up. How long have you
Correct.
been together then as a team?
I think we've been together with each other for about 1.5 years, 2 years. Really, we've been working together. And then we did kind of a lateral move in the company we were with from one team to the office. And then we just kind of looked at some other avenues and had some opportunities come our way and really just came up with a bigger, more grandiose plan when we moved to our new home, which is Deluxe Realty.
Got it. So you moved. So tell me that experience. You moved from a bigger company, obviously, to more
huge
of a
company.
more of a boutique type company, right? So how was that move? And
Well, we thought that as a team we had the systems and structure in place for ourselves to kind of come together, and of course the partnership with Deluxe has been amazing. So I guess that's about it.
all right.
Yeah, we toured with a few different companies, and it was nice to feel wanted and to be courted. And we felt Deluxe was a perfect fit. In fact, ironically, their logo design turned out to be very similar to the one we came up with for our company.
Oh, really?
So it was a match made in heaven.
There you go. Sweet. And you guys have been rocking and rolling. How long have you been there now?
We've been there probably 4 months, 4.5
Wow, okay,
months.
so fairly new.
Really new to Deluxe. The team has grown quite a bit. I mean, we had a goal of 10 team members by mid-year. We're almost there right now, and 20 by the end of the year. But just the move to Deluxe, with as welcoming as they have been to us and with as much as they do for us, has been amazing. I mean, we'll grow at whatever rate we get to, or wherever we feel comfortable with, but definitely the move to Deluxe was amazing. They're just good. They're good, solid people, and they their belief is putting more money in the agent's pocket, and that's our belief as our team too, putting more money in the agent's pocket.
Makes
Got
sense.
it. So you've grown to, you said almost 10 agents now?
Well, we're 7 right now,
7.
with 2 more coming in by pretty much the end of this month, and then a couple more people we're looking at. So, yeah.
And you have like your other team members too, transaction coordinator, anything
Transaction
like that, or-
coordinator,
Yep.
6 agents right now and a transaction coordinator, soon to be 8 agents and a transaction coordinator.
How many
Awesome, man.
offices are you guys Do they have one right now?
Well, Deluxe itself has 7 offices around the valley, 4 corporate offices and 3 satellite offices, I believe, 7 offices total. Mm-hmm. We have 3 offices in Deluxe, and we're possibly picking up a 4th. So,
wow.
Yeah, we're
really,
yeah, we're one of the biggest teams in Deluxe, and pretty soon we will be the biggest team with Deluxe.
So Paul's a morning guy. He's the guy that's turning off the alarm in the morning, and Jeff and I are more your night owls that are
who lock up
and turn the alarm on in the evening. So from start to finish, we're there.
Got it. So what part of the valley are your offices right now?
We're in the Alma School office, so Alma School and Baseline.
Okay.
So that's where our offices we work out of.
All right. Working mostly East Valley then? For now?
Yeah, I mean we've gone, obviously we go where the business is, but our specialty area is the east side of town. I mean, we've done in Casa Grande, Maricopa. I mean, we've done
Goodyear.
West Side, Goodyear, but we, it seems like now that we're over there and we're kind of fine tuning our business, we want to really spend most of our time on the east side of town.
Got it. So I guess you are out there like recruiting then, or looking, right? Looking for the right people?
Yes,
So,
we're looking for somebody that's a good fit for both sides. We want people that are, self-motivated, that are hungry, that are looking to learn and grow, and are comfortable with meeting new people, interacting, and speaking on the phones. And we're all about training and getting people in the office and doing what they love to do. So. It's about having fun, having a good time, but also making sure that you're staying on focused on what your goals are.
Got it.
Nice. What does R3 stand for?
There you go.
It's not the motorcycle, is it?
No, it's not. It's not. Joey, very good. That's R. Yeah, it's another type of R6. That's another type of motorcycle. But so we actually a funny story with our title agent. She's.
Yeah.
Petite, blonde. She works for security. Extremely bossy.
Oh, Sherry.
So this, the naming of your team and everything, you'd think it's very simple, but it is not.
It's not.
Because you find, we worked at this extensively. I want to tell you, we found all the best names there was, already in use, already with all the social media and everything else. And literally, we were at Sherry's office one day, and we give her a hard time every once in a while because she is extremely bossy, but she's also incredibly smart. And she's
we love you, Sherry.
Yeah, we do love her. This kind of rolled. I mean, she just sitting at the end of the table in like literally less than a minute, came up with this whole thing. And the neat thing about R3 is it can be 3 realtors. There's so many ways you can take it. For so many different things we can do with it. But yeah, Sherry.
Okay.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sherry.
That is cool.
Does she get like royalties or anything? Or
don't mention that.
Let's cut that out of this. Joey.
That's so funny. So, if agents that are listening or watching, if they want to find out more about what you guys are doing and how you're growing, how do they reach out to you?
A couple of different ways. They can go on our website, www.r3homegroup.com, the letter R, number 3. They can email us at r3homegroup@gmail. Social media, we're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. The nice thing about what we have to offer that other teams don't necessarily is you have 3 people to go to for mentorship. You also have, we have a Google Drive with a lot of our training manuals and scripts at their fingertips. And it's a great learning program working with us. We'll train them how to move up. We also have a growth scale. So as they get better in their career, they make more, they earn more. So, we're more than happy to, help promote them within the team.
All right. You guys got big plans. Sounds
we
like.
do. Yeah.
Sounds like. That's awesome. You got a big event coming up, don't you?
We do.
That event for agents, or is that consumer type?
It's
event?
consumer.
Okay.
So we bank with U.S. Bank, and just so happens that they're inside a Fry's Marketplace over on Rain Rural in South Tempe. Came up with the idea of there's a lot of traffic going in and out of this supermarket. Why don't we take captive of this audience? So. We discussed this with them and with U.S. Bank Home Mortgage in coming up with a way of giving away prizes to people that come in Our grand prize, in fact, will be giving away 4 home plate Diamondbacks tickets plus parking.
All right.
So
Nice.
if you got a family or a bunch of friends you want to invite, it's a great opportunity to win. Some cool prizes. We have tons of grab bag stuff, Yeti cups, wireless Bluetooth speakers, Starbucks gift cards. These amazing pens that we just introduced.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Just so you know, just to give you some context, they actually will hold up your phone too. So,
That's how cool they are.
but yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's this Saturday from 10 to 2 at the Fry's Marketplace on Ray and Rural.
All right.
Wow.
Sounds like a cool event.
Yeah.
That could be a great opportunity for you guys.
Yeah.
Well, we like to think out of the box. I mean, there's just so many things that have been done. I mean, I listen to your stuff a lot, and you guys are always doing different things and finding different things, and we don't want to be stale. We want to kind of stay involved, but sometimes, people ask us what makes you successful, and a lot of times it's just the work. I hate to break it to you. I mean, it's just doing the simple work.
Showing up and
It's-
doing the work.
Yeah, I mean,
You get
put in
what
an
you put
honest
in.
8 hours a day, and we like to interact with our community where we live in, and we do a lot of events like this. So this was a neat thing to do, with our bank, because they came to us and said, "Oh, why don't you partner up with us and do this?" We're like, "Yeah, it sounds fun."
Does sound fun.
Yeah, something different.
Free water, free Otter Pops, or as Paul likes to say, what do you call them?
Freezies.
Freezies.
Yeah. Do they not have Otter Pops in Minnesota?
Never heard.
Have you guys heard of that before?
I know. What
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because I have
Everybody
kids,
does.
But
yeah.
Freezies.
Have you guys heard of Freezies? No, must
I
be
don't think so.
Yeah.
It's from Minnesota.
I thought they were just called ice pops. Like
Yeah,
back when
that's
I
what
was,
we said. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of Otter Pops until just the other day.
There's probably plenty of
It's a
otters
brand-
up
it's a
there.
brand name.
Come on, Otter Pop.
There was a unique Otter Pop at Sam's Club and Price Club that was made with alcohol, I think.
Really?
Yes.
They were in we're not serving those, but I mean, I think we bought
for
some
the
for our own
adults.
personal fridges at home.
That's the after party.
Oh, so
Right,
they,
that's the-
so they do keep them in separate sections.
Yeah, they do keep us. Yeah, they're in separate sections.
So you mentioned, so it's just work, right?
Yeah.
It's just doing the work. There's a book out there Larry Winget wrote. I don't know if you know Larry or not. He's a local guy, but it's called Work for a Reason.
Yeah,
It's the exact thing, right?
Yeah.
So you guys are just doing the work out there day in, day out,
yeah,
and growing.
yeah. It's really
That's what it takes.
not amazing, to be honest. It's so far from amazing. But yeah, we just do the work. We all put in good, work time. We work all the time. I mean, we were just talking yesterday about how some people say, "Hey, don't," and I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get this. Hey, don't bother me between 6 and 8. I'm with my family, or I take every night off at 5, or I take weekends off. That's great. We don't do that. I just want to tell you all that. We don't do that. Yeah. We pretty much work. We'll take time for ourselves when we're out of town. We have a nice big team so we all cover for each other, which is nice. But we work. We take calls at night. We write contracts at night. We're out on the weekends. We're doing open houses. I mean, we just do what it takes.
All right.
It's not top secret, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, you can't do that all the time, though, right? I mean,
No.
you brought these masks in for a reason.
Oh, I did.
Is that like a side hustle you guys have going on?
It's
Tag
something
team.
I do.
You
Yeah,
guys
it's
are-
just a weird thing. So no. Well, after the mask,
Mexican wrestling.
after the mask the last
Yeah.
time, I'm like, I knew there was gonna be 3 of us. I wasn't sure if you had enough masks, and so then my friend's like, "You're." Paul's like, "You have those with you?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Dude, I could tell you, I'd have to kill you."
Now, these are not the kids' masks, though, right?
No, these are regulations.
These are the regular
like
size.
yours.
Okay,
That
all
was
right.
like an
Just
old one.
checking.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Already. Prepare to be dazzled.
They sometimes try to sneak the kids' masks off to you when you're down at Rocky Point.
Well, I was just you saw me. I was in Rocky Point last weekend,
Yeah.
and I almost bought another one, and I held off. I said no. I use good judgment.
That's great. So, what do you guys do outside of work for fun then, besides the wrestling and the motorcycle riding? You should ride the motorcycle with the mask on.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
I might have already done that. I can't talk about.
Can't
that.
remember.
We do things together. We have some team events. We all have families and things we do things with. So I mean, we take the time off. I mean,
Sure.
we do work a lot. So we do take the time off. But the truly the nice thing about being with a team that covers for each other is we can take whatever time off we need, and you've got people there that I can rely on, or Paul can rely on, or Joel can rely on.
Makes a big difference.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Paul and Joel and I have been under dual agency with each other this last couple months. I mean, there was Joel went out of town to New York, and I showed a house for him that went under contract. I mean, there's just Paul's down at Rocky Point with his family, so he can call us when he's down there. So I mean, we can take the time,
right?
But I mean, in the day we live in today, they say you should have all these alternate streams of income and all these side hustles. My advice to most people is just do your job.
Yeah,
I would start with that first. Do your job first before you start doing a bunch of other things. And we're very successful at what we do, but we do take time off. We do.
I just read an article about that, about people that were, and I think that was real estate related, that are doing so many side businesses outside of the real estate that if they would use that extra time to real estate, then they
maybe
would
you don't
probably
need them.
be in a lot better position.
Yeah. Well, that was brought up. We were talking about, a side hustle thing. That's the big, word now, side hustle. And friends are like, would you do real estate as a side hustle? I'm like, no. Honestly, guys, I don't think real estate is a side hustle. I mean, if that's your plan, we always say, bad plan to begin with, your bad plan, you're going to end up with a bad things because bad results, right? I mean, I would use different terminology. I went to bad because we're doing this, but I don't think I would do real estate as a side hustle. I think it's too much work, too many things you need to do, too much liability, too many things you have to stay on top of at a high level to do it well. To do one transaction a year, and one a year is barely going to cover your expenses. So why would you even do it?
Absolutely,
yeah,
that's true. Now you mentioned before we got started that you're doing open houses. You have a certain way that you guys like to do your open houses?
Well, I mentioned our structure and all that earlier, and for every event that we do, for every program that we have structure created behind it to make sure that we're making the best use of our time. And so we have an open house protocol that we think is amazing, and it always produces great results, and so it's become a pretty big part of our business.
Yeah, each of us like to do a couple a week. In fact, we had one open house or one listing up in Scottsdale where we do 6 days in a row,
7
days in a row,
yeah.
And by day 7 we had it under contract.
Yeah.
So a lot of agents out there they say open houses don't work, but in reality, if you are there to actually sell the property, get leads as a second cause there, I mean, they do work. In fact, we've had quite a few deals get under contract and get offers from holding open houses.
Yeah.
So
it gives you another office too.
That's right.
It's
That's right.
There you go.
Exactly correct. I mean, you can spin this whole thing, and I think most agents I talk to try to talk themselves out of doing an open house by saying, hey, nobody comes, because we've had quite a few open houses. Did anybody come? No. Now, we do our same thing, nobody comes. But we've had an open house where our first one out at Windrose, I had 13 or 14 people come the first day, 12 the second day. We had a ton that week with Jake's listing out of Windrose. But if you're going to work here, why can't you work there and have the chance to have somebody coming in? Because nobody's really walking into the real estate offices anymore.
It's
not a chance.
It's not just on the weekends either. One of my more successful open houses was on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Sold the property. It was for about $700,000, and then ended up selling their property for a little over $3. So I mean, and that was on a Wednesday afternoon. So all it takes is one person. I'd rather have one quality lead than 10 people. I mean, it's nice to have a good amount of people come in and out, but if you can get that quality lead, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Do you think the agents that say that open houses don't work are the ones that don't want to work?
They have to be.
I think. I mean, he'll be the first to tell you. I've done more than one open house that nobody came to. And the weird thing is, we do the exact same thing we've always done. It's like you'd think, okay, it's this day. It's like the perfect day, and nobody would come. And then we do it on a Sunday morning, and people go, don't do it then. There's church. And we had 40 people come to the open house. So I come from a business where I track every single thing we do. And I tracked all my open house activity for the first 6 months. And as I assembled the data over the period of like 4 hours at my house, what I did with it is I just tore it all up and threw it in the trash can and threw it all away, because there was no data that I could glean that showed that this
any specific
day and time that's
nothing
works best.
Nothing. I met a guy out in Scottsdale that does a lot of open houses, and he says, hey, I've had a record of like 7 days in a row I had nobody come into my open houses, and he's like, you know what I did on the 8th day? I'm like, what? He's like, another open house. And he goes, that's all I do because I like him. And he's not ultra techie. He just sits open houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy to get discouraged, but you have to stick with it. You
Yeah.
know? Find that niche and really be consistent and drive it home. And you know, we've found some success with
Consistency.
with consistency, exactly. So
another thing we do is, you know, if we're sitting a 4-hour open house, we have 4 hours of homework with us. Yeah. You know, so it's not like we're just sitting there, you know, waiting for someone to come through the door. We're
eating cookies.
We're calling. We're
might eat some cookies though.
We're listening to your podcast.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
You could get a lot of push-ups and
Yeah, that's
burpees
true.
and stuff.
True.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what other types of
Or special popsicles.
lead gen do you guys train to your agents? I mean, you got open houses. You've got, I'm sure, phone calls, door knocking, and...
Well, we've said before, we ask our agents, and this was taught to us before, we say, what have you done to make money in real estate today? What have you done? And some days you do a lot, and some days you don't do as much, but again, consistency over time. We also teach our agents to do 3 things. Pick 3 things, because you guys know for sure, there's a lot of things you can do in real estate to generate leads, and you just got to pick 3 things you like, focus on those 3 things, be consistent with them, and do them, and give yourself 3, 4, 5, 6 months to figure out if it worked or not. Don't do it for 2 weeks and say it doesn't work. So my 3 things are: I farm my area where I live, I work my database, and I like to do open houses. And then we just had some success with a couple other things, so I'm kind of altering mine a little bit. But that's my 3 things. I mean, again, farm my neighborhood, flyering, farm it, work my database, open houses, and of course social media.
Yeah, social media is becoming a big proponent of what we're moving towards. Yeah. And it's something that, you learn something new every day. So, the more that you self-educate yourself on how to share with your network and other networks, the more people you'll reach out to, the more people that'll see, oh my gosh, look how busy they are. They're generating all these contracts very quickly. How are they doing that? Well, we have the tools in place to make that happen, and that's why people come to us.
I think another thing just to add to those is the partnerships we've created, similar to U.S. Bank,
right?
And doing promotions and community events like that has proven to be a big part of our business.
Security title,
title, yeah.
Yep. And mentioning the event this Saturday.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. 10 to 2.
10 to 2?
Yes.
And it's fries at Rule and
Ray.
Yep. All right. Yeah, the parking lot's always packed.
They could spin a wheel, play cornhole, win tons of prizes.
Yep. Well, good.
It's only going to be 116 too, so
we'll be inside. We'll be inside. Thankfully.
Thank goodness we'll be inside the.
You guys should
venue.
Launch water balloons from the front.
Yeah. Awesome. Then
then you might not
the R3 in jail.
Back.
Just wear your masks.
Right. If Joel be arrested, we become the R2.
There you go.
That's so funny.
He did it.
Anything else you guys want to share to the agents before we move to the next segment?
Well, I would think going back to social media, some people like it, some people don't. We're a little older, so we're not as hip with social media, but we do a great job at it. I mean, we're learning more and more about it. And the nice thing with our team is it seems like other teams out there, you've got, one giant egomaniac, putting the eye in the a-hole of team and, crushing the talent that they've got every day, and the teams just turn. And we didn't want to do that. So we want to empower our agents to be successful on their own. We have our own social media sites. That was very important for us with the R3 Home Group to have our own social media sites. But we also empower our agents and empower the people that work for us. We want them to have their own social media sites too and use them, because part of our success is when we share something on the R3 sites. Let's say it's Paul's listing or Joel's listing, they'll share it on our team site, right? But they'll also share it on their individual site. Then we in turn like it and share it on our sites. The next thing you know, you take a small share and just multiply it 10,000 times.
Right.
And
all
that's
the engagement and everything.
Yeah, and that's the engagement. That's what's super successful.
That's cool.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
I got some of these ideas
that's
from you.
Good stuff. Yeah, that's all right. You don't have to tell me that. It's all Sherry.
Yeah, Sherry just tells us what to do. She doesn't ask. She says, "You will do this," and we do it because she's awesome.
All right, you guys ready to move to the ring?
Ready.
All right.
Oh, here we go.
And I'll ask some questions. Either of you can answer, or if all 3 of you have an answer, however you want to do it. Okay.
Okay.
I'll leave it up to you. Best advice that anyone's ever given you?
Pick up your phone.
Good one.
Well, that's a good one. Anybody want to add? We want to move on.
God, I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean,
That's
just do the work. I mean, how about working 8-hour day? Work an honest 8-hour day.
There we go. All right. Anything? You good? How about your
Paul stole mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about a favorite mobile app?
Ooh, I really like our Sync app, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not plug and sync for. I mean, I think they're a great CRM platform and I love them, but I mean, their mobile app, I use it a lot. I mean, I think that's one of the ones I use a lot. The Armless Flex MLS, you know, obviously we're using that a lot. I like the computer version a little better, but we use the mobile app when we're out and about.
All right.
You know, some of the
Sherry didn't give you anything to say?
No, I was just going to plug Sherry. So we do have the security title app, of course, and those are good, and we get some of those from you know, our lenders as well. That'll enable you to put, you know, different things in, you know, rates of the house, you know, how much they are, how much you put down, and give your person a ballpark. It's not a. I don't like to mean that the go-to because I just, you know, people hear that number and they get super excited, and I'm like, hey, you know, this is just us giving a ballpark figure.
That's right.
Let's speak with title. Let's speak with our lender. Let's speak with the home inspector. You know what I mean? Let's speak with the experts because we're not those. We're just realtors. We're not those people. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How about book recommendation for anybody?
You know, I actually just finished one. It's called Not Taught, and the author is failing my memory right now, but I thought I had to read it 3 times just because it was that far over my head, and it was relating to everything that you know, the older generation isn't taught and that the millennials already know. And so for me it was brilliant.
Okay.
Wow.
Because you didn't understand it.
I didn't understand a word of it.
Right, exactly. I've had some Gary Vee stuff I've been reading. You know, I'm kind of like Thornton Mellon. I don't like reading books. I wait till it comes out in the movie.
You remember that movie?
Right, you remember that?
Yes.
I'm reading some Gary Vee stuff.
Well, how about Audible? Do you use Audible?
That's way too high tech for me, my friend. Yeah, that's
Read
too
it?
high tech. Yeah.
All right.
I'll consider that.
I'm trying to remember that movie. What's the name of the movie?
Back to School.
Back to School. Yeah.
Come on, Thornton Mellon.
Yeah,
big and fat or big and tall.
Yes.
Yeah.
This comes back from
I've seen it like 3 times. So.
This comes back from my lending days, but question-based selling by Thomas Fries, and it, you know, basically it's you follow the 80-20 rule, which can mean a lot of things, but 20% speaking, 80% listening, and there's a lot of ways that we follow that guideline. Get your clients to open up to you and get them to tell you what they're looking for, what their goals are, what they're looking to accomplish. And we're here to just help guide them in that direction. We're not here to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Good job.
Awesome.
One final question. We'll have you draw it from the mask.
Last time I did this,
This
there was
is
only one question in
beautiful.
there.
What is
There's 2
Go ahead.
this time.
Go
So
ahead.
want me to read it?
Sure.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is to everybody?
Yes.
In the whole room? Okay. Who is your favorite superhero and why? Ooh, favorite superhero. There's a lot of them to choose from.
Wow. I don't think I've ever been asked that question.
I think
Is that a tough one? Do you want me to get into it?
this might sound a little cliche, but I would go with Iron Man. And the reason why is he's a regular guy that, you know, a little narcissistic, right? But
And a multimillionaire.
right,
But just regular.
But he mixes his you know, he has a fun spin on things. He really built everything from the ground up. I mean, he did come from you know, a good upbringing, but well, debatable. But at the same time, too, he did a lot for himself and had a successful career doing what he loved, which is the most important thing. So,
All right.
you know, he's a good inspiration.
He's a good one.
Iron Man.
Anyone else?
Is Rodney Dangerfield a superhero?
He could be.
He could be.
Yeah.
I don't really have a favorite superhero.
No,
have
I
to
really
say,
don't
guys.
either.
Here.
Oh God,
Just read
question 2.
All right, question 2.
Favorite sport and favorite sports team.
Oh, okay.
That's an easier one.
All right. There we go.
Okay, I'll start. I've been in Arizona since '82, Phoenix since '85, so I'm going to go with our Arizona teams. I came from Hood River, Oregon, so I followed the Trailblazers, you know, Timberwolves soccer team. I came from Kansas City, so I followed the Royals and the Chiefs. But I've lived here so long, I'm going with all of our Arizona sports teams.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Me too.
Stick local.
Well, I do want to mention that I also work for an Arizona sports team as well.
Oh,
It's true.
okay.
Side hustle.
Yeah, my side hustle. I'm a flag runner for the Arizona Cardinals. So it's a
Really?
really fun gig. I'm in my 7th year now.
Wow.
The guys that I work with are amazing and fun to work with as well. And it really, we lead the players out of the tunnel during the intros, and we're on the
That's
field waving the
awesome.
flag when they score. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But your favorite team is the New York Giants.
Right, and what shirt are you wearing today, Joel? The New York Yankees.
New York Yankees, yeah.
He's from New York as well.
That's right.
Got it.
Well, I'm originally from Minnesota.
Oh.
My favorite sport is hockey, so I've got to go with the Minnesota Wild. I also love the Vikings, even though they don't love me. But I love the I love the Arizona teams too.
Yeah.
We're regular out to Glendale, and
Yep.
they put on a great show.
Cardinals are going to maybe kick some butt this year.
Hopefully,
I hope so.
I've heard that for a decade.
You guys have got to look for Joel on the TV. Usually,
Yes.
usually it's a quick. I mean, he's fast. I'm like, oh, it's only
it's
like a half a second. I'm like, sorry, but one time he was by the goal and they were kicking the field. I'm like, Joel, I'm calling him. I'm like, I'm watching you. You're like, he caught the ball from the field goal, and then you took it and threw it up in the stands or something. I figured.
No, I threw it to one of the ball guys.
But you were on a long time though. You were on like 7 or 8 seconds. That was 7 or 8 seconds of
That would
fame,
have been
buddy.
hilarious if he would have picked
I
up
know.
the
I was
ball.
like, I'm like, Joel, where's your phone? I'm looking at you right now on the television. So it's good.
That's so funny. Well, thank you guys for being in.
Yeah,
thank you
this was a
guys.
Fun
Yeah,
show.
Congratulations on the move.
Thanks.
Sounds like
Appreciate
it's going to be
that.
a lot of fun for you guys,
Yeah.
and
Super solid.
growth mode, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're Looking
All
to grow
right,
to
guys.
20.
Thank you. That's right.
Yeah.
That's
There
our
we go.
goal.
Thanks,
To
guys.
infinity and beyond, right?
Is that a superhero?
I don't know what that's from.
Buzz
Toy
Lightyear.
Story.
Toy Story.
Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, there we
Come
go.
on.
Yeah, I'm not the fan. Anyway, all right, agents, we will see you next time. Take care.
Adios.
Bye.
Awesome, guys.